You are listening to The Bad Boy Radio Show with Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. This is that real shit, not that fake shit. The only radio show that's not afraid to tell you the truth about the game. This is The Bad Boy Radio Show. Remember, the truth is inside you.
All right, people, what up? What's poppin'? What's going on? It's the Bad Boy Show with Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. Miles, is good? What's popping with you, man?
Yo, chilling, son. Out here getting it.
I feel you.
What's going on?
I'm chilling, man. You know, we trying to make it happen for the peoples out there, man. It's tough out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we gonna make it go down. But anyway, so today we're gonna be talking about how women's egos make them crazy. Okay, because these chicks out here, you know, they're going nuts because of their ego, because of the way they've been brought up in today's society. And we're going to be talking about that and how that, you know, affects you and how it affects you in the game when you're trying to deal with these chicks. You feel what I'm saying? But before we get into that, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to get into some news. You guys are listening to The Bad Boy Show. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. All right, people, we're back. We are back on the Bad Boy Show. Yeah, man. So there's been some shit in the news, man. Some shit. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna talk about is this Trump thing, where Trump he fired this dude from the FBI because he was investigating, I guess, what was happening with Russia and all that other stuff. You know, I don't be following these things. Miles knows all about this shit. So Miles, you take over. I'm gonna step back.
I don't know all about nothing. I don't follow buffoonery and nonsense. Like, you know, but this nigga Trump Wallace, I don't know what the fuck wrong with the nigga, because you know, he had like I don't know what's really going on, but he's cool with that Putin nigga, that the Russian president.
Right.
He's cool with the nigga. So, like, I don't know what, you know, like a lot of people are speculating that Trump is, you know, making deals with niggas like Putin and doing, you know, deals for, you know, like business deals, like that don't have nothing to do with the presidency.
Right.
And, you know, just different shit that's only going to benefit Trump and probably put American, you know, the American economy or whatever in danger or whatever. Like, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But it's like niggas don't really know what's going on. So people since the whole election, people have been investigating. You know. So the FBI is investigating the connection between Trump, Putin, and Russia.
Right.
And Trump went out and fired. Like, he went ahead and fired the one of the lead investigators. This dude named, I think it was Robert Comey, or I don't know if his first name, but his last name is Comey. Some dude on the FBI. And then after that, he tweeted some shit like, I hope none of the conversations that I had with Mr. Comey were taped, or some shit.
Wow. This dude Trump just trying to get rid of this nigga before he come up with some shit. You understand? So
right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird that people are like, you know, it's like even the people that like Trump, even the people that voted for Trump that was like all happy that Trump made it into office.
Right.
Like, even those type of people are like, yo, what the fuck is going on with this nigga? Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't the type of shit that presidents do, be like,
right.
It's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Trump is on some gangster shit, man.
You're gonna get rid of a nigga that may have incriminating evidence. Then you're gonna tweet and say, yo, he better not have taped none of our conversations.
Right. That's
so, like,
wild.
If you didn't do nothing incriminating, then why are you worried about if the conversations you had with the nigga was taped?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
On, man.
That's crazy. This dude, I don't know what the fuck's going on with all that shit, man. It's always something always something funny with this guy. You know what I'm saying? Do you think he's gonna fucking last the 4 years? You understand?
Probably not. I think he's trying to fail. Like, I think he's trying to,
right,
you know, like, end his own presidency, because there was another thing the other day that he was saying how, I think we might have discussed it on the show too, where he was saying how he doesn't really like being president. He thought it would be easier.
Right, exactly.
And, you know, so he don't really, you know, he said he just want to go back to his old life of being a businessman and making deals. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, yeah, like, what are you really doing? So I'm thinking the nigga I think he's like trying to fail himself out of presidency. You know what I'm saying?
He's trying to fuck up.
So maybe that's what it is.
He's trying to fuck it up really good so they can be like, all right, you got to get the fuck out of here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So
now I just want to pull my recent card real quick. You see how crazy it is though, right? If a black man trying to be president, that nigga got to be perfect.
Exactly.
Every speech he gives has to be inspiring, uplifting, well spoken. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the nigga speaks like Malcolm. Not Malcolm. He speaks like Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela, mixed together. That's how he has to sound when he's making his speeches, and he has to have the perfect wife, the perfect family with the dog. You know, he never cheated on his wife. Like, everything about Obama is perfect.
Right.
And he's able to become president.
Right.
This nigga Trump is literally, he looked like he's trying to fuck shit up.
Right.
He's still president. Like, you see the difference between being black and being fucking white in this goddamn country?
Pretty much.
Like you remember when Obama became president, the fucking Congress openly said that they were, like, the Republican niggas in Congress, they openly said, you know, that they were not going to help Obama pass any fucking laws and do anything in his time in office. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And they just letting Trump do whatever the fuck he want. You know what I'm saying?
And this nigga Trump is running around just causing problems, like, just really fucking shit up, and it's all good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I'm telling you, it's good to be white, man.
I mean, I just want niggas to see. I just want niggas to see that, like, look, man, not every time that a black person says, "Yo, it's fucked up being black," you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want niggas to kind of see that, yes, like, there is a little bit of an uneven playing field when it comes to being fucking black compared to being white. You know what I'm saying?
See, you got that skin color, man. It goes, you know, that shit goes far, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember Louis C.K. had a fucking comedy skit about that. He was like, yo, if I had to come back every time he's choosing white, you feel what I'm saying? It's like,
every time.
Every fucking time.
Every time. Man, listen.
This shit is fucked up, though. You know what I mean? And the funny part is, the shit is there in plain sight, and people still act like they don't know what the fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what you mean. I thought racism was over. No, you know, like, okay, stop. Anyway, talking about racism. So this next story, there was a North Carolina teacher who was suspended for comparing a student to a slave. Okay, so basically what happened was the teacher was yelling at the student because I think the student did something that they weren't supposed to do, or they one of the other kids told her or him to do something, and he did it. And the teacher was like, "Oh, why are you listening to that person? And you know, you're acting like a slave. That's what slaves do. They just do what they're told, and blah blah blah." So, you know, and of course the student was a black student, and I think the teacher was white, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know how all that shit comes out when you're dealing with some white folks. Is like they can't help themselves. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like they don't even realize. Or they do realize when they be doing the bullshit, you know what I mean? So that nigga got suspended for that bullshit. So it's like, you know, and that's the thing. It's one of them things where it don't even fucking matter, because they just do the shit just to, like, keep the waters calm. It's like, oh, you said something racist, we'll suspend you for a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you'll be back on Tuesday. Don't worry about it. We just got to do this. So,
you know, do something.
we got to do something to seem like we care. You feel what I'm saying? Like, right. So that is what it is, man. And so the next story, this is, Jesus Christ, these teachers are fucked up. So there's this next story, a teacher commits suicide after being accused of being with a high school student. So it was this lady, she got accused of, sexual relations or whatever with this student or whatever like that. And I guess she couldn't take the pressure. So she killed herself. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And my thing is this. Why in the fuck is it's always these goddamn teachers? And it was a chick, of course, you know. And you know, it's any weird how it's a lot of female teachers who, you know, because I think a lot of the people who are teachers usually are women, but yeah, it's like, why are these chicks always fucking around with the kids? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yo, I have a theory, son. I have a theory. Now, seriously, some real shit. You know what I really think is, I think the American male, and again, more so the black male, but the American male, you know, it's like, and it kind of goes with the topic of the show. It's like with the way these chicks' egos have been inflated.
Right.
You know, where you have all these chicks where it's like, oh, I have my degree and I make a certain amount of money and women's power and all this shit, you know, girl power. And they kind of feel like they don't need like, it's like there's a certain type of pressure to actually get with and submit to a man, like right. A man that's out here doing his thing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a certain amount of pressure that comes with where it's like, well, if I deal with a man that has a job as much as I do, there's like a certain type of competition that I'm putting myself into.
Right.
Because, you know, I have to compete with men because I'm a woman and I'm powerful and I have to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
They have to keep this front up to show off on all their other fucking girlfriends with degrees and shit, right?
Right.
But when you're a teacher and you're around all these fucking kids, it's like mental. I think like mentally or subconsciously, it's like, well, I could just fuck this kid and it doesn't matter because I don't need to ask him for anything, and he doesn't have anything for me to compete with because
right.
He's still just a student. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have to like think about, you know, if he might have a degree because I know he doesn't have a degree because I'm fucking teaching him algebra. Like,
right,
you know
right.
So it's like all I have to do, the only thing I'm interested in, plainly and honestly, is just fucking him. You
right.
see what I'm saying?
And the kid is like, she's like, well, the kid, that young man doesn't have any power over me. You feel what I'm saying? So I can be the powerful one in the situation. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
It's fucking crazy, yo, I'm telling you.
Because a lot of times that's what they talk about. They talk about power and all of that shit. And I just really think like they just, you know, there's a sense of freedom and again a sense of power where it's like, well, all I have to do is fuck this kid, you know, like that's
right,
it, you know,
right, exactly. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. So now this other story, I freaking love this story. This was in the news the past few days, where Steve Harvey released a memo to tell his staff to leave him the fuck alone. I was like, oh, that's fucking beautiful right there. That shit is so great. He basically said, look, when I'm in my dressing room, don't be coming in my room. Don't be knocking on my door. When you see me in the hallway going from this point to this point, don't talk to me. Just chill. You understand? Just
right.
Give me 5 feet, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? So he basically said that he needs some space, some me time. Because, you know, Steve Harvey works like a Jamaican. You feel what I'm saying? This nigga got
he really does.
He got like 10 jobs.
Right.
I think they interviewed him, or he like called into, I think, one of those entertainment shows or whatever, and they sort of asked him about it, and he was like, I'm a 60-year-old man, and he's like, I'm doing like 3 or 4 different things, and he was like, you know, sometimes I need a few minutes to myself. You feel what I'm saying? Right, and I feel him on that. I'm like, yo, and that's the thing when you're in the public eye and you are, a celebrity, you're an entertainer, all that other shit. It's the thing is, people forget that you're a human being. Now it's like you're basically a product. You feel what I'm saying? So the thing is, when people get around you, it's like, oh, let me get a picture. Let me do this. Let me do that. And it's like, you know, these motherfuckers, they don't get no time to really breathe and relax. You feel what I'm saying? So he's just like, look, you know, when I'm trying to do this, when I'm in my dressing room eating my lunch or some shit, like, give me some room. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's all he's saying, you know. And then the thing is, people got offended by the shit, you know, and and the thing is that they, you know, they just don't understand. They don't understand, like, the you know, the thing, because see, when a person sees a person like Steve Harvey, or, you know, someone in this position, they think, like, they look at him saying that shit as him being an asshole, or like, oh, you're, cause they figure, well, you're rich and you're famous, so you shouldn't, be able to, like, complain about anything, or you shouldn't be able to, like, have a certain preference about shit. You feel what I'm saying? And then if you do, it's like, how dare this rich nigga, you know.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm about to get to that part.
Right.
That's the real part.
Right.
Like, it's like, wait, hold up. So we gave this nigga 4 different jobs. Millions of dollars, and you complaining, nigga? Like, no, nigga, you can't complain.
Exactly. And I'm just like, yo, man, you gotta imagine how that must be, though, like, where you gotta be on at all times. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, give me like 5 feet. You know what I mean? Like, give me a minute so I could breathe. It's like, goddamn. So, you know, I understand it. You know what I mean? Like, shit. And the thing is, you gotta understand, if he's the host of the show, or the shows, or whatever the fuck he's doing, you need to make sure that your host is in the right state of mind. You feel what I'm saying? Because he's the one that is hosting it, that's making the money flow. You feel what I'm saying? So if he's like, look, man, I need y'all to give me some room so I could do the show correctly, get a nigga some room. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, man. It is what the fuck it is. But anyway, so in other news, Jay-Z signed a 10-year, $200 million touring deal with Live Nation. All right. So he's going to be getting paid, $200 million for the next 10 years to perform and all this other shit. And you know, what's funny to me? It's like, that shit is cool. But at the same time, I'm still like, I don't know. I'm like, you're Jay-Z.
Yeah,
like,
I just felt that. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a long time.
Right. You know what I mean?
But I guess it's $20 million a year, I guess.
Right. But
I mean, that's not bad, but I don't know.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Cause I'm like you, Jay-Z. Like, first of all, I don't know. Like, I'm like, okay, like, you got to give me more than that. I'm sorry. You feel what I'm saying? You got to give me.
I feel like
You got to give me at least $1 billion. You feel what I'm saying? At least. Yeah. Like, come on, dog. Like, come on, son. Like that's 10 years. Like, what if I do another album and then you're like, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think he could have got. I think he could have got a little bit more on that deal.
Right.
Although that's still good. That's still good. $20 million a year, just in shows,
just for touring. Yeah. You know so that's not that
really
bad.
Not bad. But the thing is like, 10 years is a long time, and I'm looking at inflation. I'm looking at investments. I'm looking at like. Shit might change within 10 years. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like who knows what will happen with this whole, Spotify streaming type of situation that we're in right now when it comes to music. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think he could have got. I would have said, something like, $200 million for 10 years, but I reserve the right to negotiate after 5 years.
Yeah, something. Maybe he got something like that in there. Because I'm just like, come on. I bet you he came home and told Beyonce that, and she was like, nigga. Like, she's like, don't you see we got twins coming, nigga? You better go and negotiate more than that, son. Stop playing. Because, Beyonce about to be a stay-at-home mom in a minute. So, you feel me? So it's about to be a wrap.
250. So you get 25 for a year,
right?
Something.
You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy.
Yeah, that sounded kind of weak. That sounded weak.
Right. But anyway, so this last story, man, this shit was crazy as fuck because I was like trying to investigate what the fuck was really going on in this story. So basically, There was a woman who was brutally beaten by a guy she met on Instagram, right? So basically, this is what happened. So this chick, and the story is weird. So the chick basically, was chatting with this dude on Instagram. You understand what I'm saying? And then they decided to go, hang out, go on a date, chill, whatever. Then they went to a hotel, and of course, they smashed or whatever it was. And then all of a sudden, she said that the dude, because she got pictures of herself all beaten up or whatever. So, allegedly the dude beat the shit out of her, took and stole her car. You feel what I'm saying? And then bounced, right? Now, I was like, why in the hell would this guy, what? I don't understand. I'm like, why would he just, unless he's a psycho, just go and smash shorty and then beat the shit out of her and steal her shit. You feel what I'm saying? It just sound kind of fishy. Then what happened was they said that, she had, somebody had hit her up on Instagram and said, yo, I heard about, what happened to you and that's fucked up. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that, blah, blah, blah. So then allegedly she wrote back to this person who said, hey, I'm sorry that happened to you. She said, oh, I hit that nigga over the head with a bottle, because I don't fuck for free. You feel what I'm saying? So allegedly the story now is that he fucked the chick, and she hit him over the head with a bottle because he didn't pay her for fucking. And then that's why he beat her ass or some shit. You feel what I'm saying? So, so I don't know. And I'm like, this shit's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? And it was funny. It was funny because on the news story, of course, the chick was a black chick and a black dude. And on the news story, when they was like, explaining it, they was like, oh, and the guy, they were saying like he has prior credit card scams and arrests for some other shit. Like they was, saying all his other crazy shit he did. Cause, that's how they do when they be talking about niggas on the news. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Even though that has nothing to do with the situation, but it paints the picture to make it seem like this nigga's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, if those DMs were true about that girl saying, hey, I hit him over the head with the bottle and I don't know, fuck for free him and blah, 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 blah. You understand? That brings a whole nother dynamic to the story, because if you chilling in the bed, you just busted nut, you almost about to doze off, and the chick hit you over the head with a fucking bottle, and he basically said he was bleeding from the head thing, from getting hit over the head. You don't know what the fuck else she doing. He probably snapped and wanted to just, beat her down so she don't keep hitting him over the head. You feel what I'm saying? So who the fuck knows? But then they saying that he stole her car. And then what they did show on the news was they showed like a, from a camera, thing where they showed a surveillance camera of him coming out the hotel and getting in her car. But it was so far away that you couldn't tell if that was the actual guy. So you know how I don't believe nothing the news we talk about. You understand? I need to see more evidence. You feel what I mean? But the thing is this, I feel like it's fucked up that she got her ass beat like that. You understand what I'm saying? And it's fucked up that, if he did actually take her car and do all that other shit, it's fucked up he did that shit. You understand what I'm saying? And if she did hit him over the fucking head with a bottle, that's also fucked up. So the moral of the story is, you can't date ratchet people, men or women. You can't do it, because these motherfuckers look ratchet. If you see the story, you'll see what I'm fucking talking about. Like, these niggas look like they from, those niggas from the hood that be at the club every fucking week popping bottles and spending their rent on bottles and shit.
Right.
They those niggas. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know what because like, I ain't never been on no first date where it end up in bloody ass sheets and a chick with her face. They said on the news that she got hit so hard, or she got beat the fuck up so bad that her brain, something about her brain, like it got twisted or something like that inside her head, or some crazy shit. And I'm like, I didn't even know brains could do that. You feel what I'm saying? They said her brain got hit on, like it got lopsided or some crazy shit. And I'm like, that's fucking insane. You understand? So I don't know what the specific details of the situation are. So, I can't really say, what happened, neither here nor there, if it's right or wrong or whatever. But it's fucked up she got fucked up, and it's fucked up that he got fucked up. You feel what I'm saying? If he did get fucked up. And, people, I just got to be careful out there when you dealing with people. And it was funny because when they were interviewing her, she was like, they asked her, it was like, what do you want to tell people out there? And then the girl said, oh, I just want to say that you shouldn't meet up with people that you don't know. That's what she said. She said you shouldn't meet up with people that you don't know. I was like, I don't think that's possible. See what I'm saying? like most of the people you meet up with probably are people you don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. But you just got to be careful in with the fucking people you meeting. You feel what I'm saying? But man, I was like, God damn. And it's fucked up because I don't like stories like that, because all that's gonna do is make chicks more scared to fucking fuck with niggas. You feel what I'm saying? Like, chicks is always looking for an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like some chick gonna be talking to her friend. She'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go on this date that I met this guy online. She'll be like, girl, did you hear about that girl that got beat up in the hotel room? And then she, it's gonna fuck everything up. You feel what I'm saying? So, man. Because, you just giving chicks...
They're going to take cock blocking to a whole nother level.
Right, exactly. You're just giving chicks another reason to say no. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like, God damn it. God damn it. Gonna make our jobs harder, Oh, man. But anyway, before we get into the break, we're going to take a subscriber email real quick. And this one is a real nice and short and sweet one. Now, I want you guys to notice the length of this email, okay, and how short and sweet it is, okay, and it just gets to the point. And this is the type of emails you guys should send, please, okay? So this one says, how do I make this girl my girlfriend? We've been going out for 3 weeks, and I really like her. We haven't had sex yet, but I'm not interested in just sex. I want her to be my girlfriend. What can I do so I don't fuck this up? All right, that's the email. So he's basically seeing this chick. He's like, I want her to be my girl, and I don't want to fuck it up. Okay, look, guys, look. I say I've done videos about this, probably at least 4 or 5 videos about this, where I tell you that if you want a girl to be your girlfriend, right, all you need to do is keep seeing her. Okay? That's it.
Right.
That's all you need to do. And then what's going to happen is that at some point, she's going to say, yo, where's this going? What does this all mean? Blah, 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 blah. And then at that point, you can say, hey, look, everything is cool. If, if you want to take it to the next level, we can take it to the next level. Because sometimes they'll bring it up and say, hey, I want to be a girl. Hey, I want you to be my man. And then you can say yes or no. You feel what I'm saying? That's all you need to do. It's really simple. You just go out with her, hang out, have some sex, go to the movies, go get drinks, chill, have some more sex, see her next week, go, hang out, talk, chill, have sex, see her the next week. And then eventually at some point she's going to be like, you know what? We out here fucking, we chilling. I like you. What's good? Because you need for her to be at the point where she's choosing you. If you bring up, hey, if you say to her, hey, I want you to be my girl, and she's not even thinking about being your girl, if she's not ready or she hasn't built up enough of that attachment to you, then that's going to scare her off and she's not going to really be down with the shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because she's not there yet. And then it's going to be awkward. And then at that point, she might just bounce or, distance herself from you because now you're seeming like super crazy needy. You feel what I'm saying? Because this is what you got to understand. Right. Notice that when you want the girlfriend, you're a needy little bitch. When she wants the boyfriend, it's okay. You feel what I'm saying? And this is what we kind of talking about on today's show, is that for the woman, it's all about her. You understand what I'm saying? It don't fucking matter what you want. You see what I mean? And I'm saying that objectively. I'm not talking about that in when we talk about you trying to get what you want. I'm just saying that objectively, when it comes to, seeing a man and a woman, it's really what the woman wants. And this is why we talk about game. Because a guy who has no game, who wants a girlfriend, what he's going to do is he's going to be like, girl, I really like you. Let's get together. Can you be my girl? Can you be my girl? Can you be my girl? And she's going to be like, what? You know, if she's not there yet. Right. But a guy with game, if he wants a girl to be his girlfriend, what is he going to do? He's going to hang out with her, hook up, you know, have some sex and all that, chill with her, keep having sex. And then he's going to be like, okay, she's going to eventually say some shit. And then once she says that shit, we'll make it happen, because now she's emotionally invested that much to make it stick. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what we talk about when we talk about understanding the game, because you have to understand the strategy. A game is just strategy. You feel what I'm saying? That's it. So you understand? So that's the thing. Like, if you want a chick to be a girlfriend, you just wait that shit out, and she'll be like, all right, I need you to be my man. I can't stop thinking about you. I miss you, yada, yada, yada. And then once that goes down, then you strike and you make the shit happen. Right? That's it.
Or he could be on some casual shit and just, like, you know, do like what you said, like, you know, just keep seeing her, keep doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she say some shit, just be like, bitch, I thought you already was my girl. Like, what?
Right, exactly.
Like, what do you...
Exactly, right?
Like, what the fuck you talking about? Ain't you already my bitch? Like,
For real. You gotta know how to play that shit, man. You got to know how to fucking play that shit, because, you know, that's gonna be the thing that's gonna either make the shit go the way you want it to go, or you're gonna be, you know, not really getting shit popping, and you're gonna be like, damn, what happened? And what happened is you didn't understand the game. You didn't understand what the fuck you're supposed to do. You feel me? But anyway, listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about how these women's egos make them crazy. All right. You guys are listening to The Bad Boy Show. Do you want to learn the easiest way to have more sex with more women? Then get the critically acclaimed book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. In this book, you'll learn everything you need to know about attracting and sleeping with beautiful women. That's How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Get your copy today at MrLocario.com. That's MrLocario.com. MrLocario.com. Are you an actor who needs headshots? Do you have an event or a wedding coming up and you need a photographer? If you do, make sure you go to pavionphoto.com. Pavion is a professional photographer who will supply you with high-quality video and photography services for any event. Contact him at pavionphoto.com. That's Pavion photo.com. Pavionphoto.com. All right, people. What up? We are back on the Bad Boy Show. Yeah, man. So today we're going to be talking about how women's egos make them crazy. Okay, and, you know, what we're basically saying here is that the way a woman, you know, sees herself, or the way a woman feels, you know, her sense of importance, a lot of that, you know, that vibe and that energy makes her crazy, because what happens is that at some point her illusions is going to clash with reality. And then when that happens, that's when the craziness comes. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And this happens in so many different parts of the game. And this is the reason why you end up interacting with certain women who, you know, is going to be on some bullshit. You're going to be like, damn, why is she acting this way? What's going on with her? Why is this not going this way? Whatever. And it's because of her ego. And see, what you got to understand is that, first, women are conditioned to think that everything is all about them. Okay? From birth, women are conditioned to think that everything is about them. Now, if we look objectively, most people, men and women, you know, in a sense, we sort of look at things as and you know, look at it pertaining to us. But women generally, you know, they have this thing where they're conditioned to think it's all about them, because a lot of times what happens in society is that, you know, women get coddled in a certain way to where, you know, everything is made about them. Like, for example, right. You know, like, even like, let's say something simple like, you know, oh, if you go to the club, it's ladies free. You feel what I'm saying? Or
right.
ladies first, right? You see what I'm saying? Like all this other shit, or you know, even we were talking on I think Miles, you was talking the other day on Facebook, and we were talking about how you know, penis and vagina, and somebody was on there talking about, oh, vaginas are more powerful than penises, and penises are whack, and it's all about the vagina and it's all about the pussy, and yada 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 like that. And the thing is, women think this because men are always trying to get, you know, in their pants. You feel what I'm saying? So they think that, oh well, we're just, you know, we're just so awesome because all you guys want to fuck us. We're so desirable because all you guys want to get with us like that. You understand? But what they don't understand is that it's really just the pursuit the men have to pursue because women don't do it. You feel what I'm saying? It's just the way that shit is, you know, orchestrated. So since that pursuit happens, of course, they're going to get guys coming at them. So then that gives them a false sense of importance to think that the man has to basically do everything to impress them and they don't really have to do anything. You see what I mean? But what happens is that as a woman later on in life, she starts to learn that just because a guy wants to fuck, you know, the chick, doesn't mean that he wants to stay with her or do anything else. And then that's when she gets crazy. You see what I'm saying? That's when she gets upset. That's when she starts to realize, oh, damn, I'm turning 40, you know, and I'm not married and I wanted to be married by 30 and all this other stuff. What the fuck is going on? Because she was living in the illusion that just because men wanted to fuck her, right? That's why, you know, that made her desirable. You understand? And also that she thinks that, well, the reason why I'm not getting a man because all these guys are immature. All these guys don't, you know, they don't want to commit. And that's why, or I'm just a strong woman and they're intimidated, you know, so everything is about all the bullshit.
That's the best one right there.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So this is what happens. Right. And so now the reason why this affects you in the game is because when you're out here trying to make something happen, these are the type of women you're dealing with. You're dealing with a lot of women who are entitled. You feel what I'm saying? You're dealing with women who feel like, you know, you have to do everything for them. You have to prove yourself to them. You have to commit and only be with them because, you know, just because they're a woman and they have a vagina and they're there. You're supposed to, as a man, do everything to fulfill their dreams and hopes and aspirations. You feel what I'm saying? And so when they realize that's not happening, they go crazy. And the thing is, the reason why it affects your game is that when you're running into women like this, they're going to keep being like this, or they're going to basically continue to do that bullshit if you as a man are not on top of your game. You see what I'm saying? Because this is what you got to do. You have to bring a chick back down to earth. You feel what I'm saying? And then you have to, this is what you really need to do. You have to break down her bullshit and then upgrade her mind. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. You feel what I mean? And so that's the thing that most guys don't realize that they got to do. And they sort of just go along with a lot of women's fuckery. You feel what I'm saying? And by doing that, that's the thing that, you know, makes her go even more into this fucking crazy mess. You understand? So by going along with her shit, you're not helping her. This is why simps, manginas, white knights, male feminists are fucking dangerous. You understand what I'm saying? Because they don't tell women what the fuck it is.
They fuck the game up, son.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell them what it is. And so by not telling them what it is, they continue to have this false sense of importance. See, the thing is, women are important, right? But they don't understand why they're important. And that's the problem. You see what I mean? And so
I think you need to say that again.
See, women are important, but they don't understand why they're important. And that's a huge problem. You understand? Because if we even just go deeper into this, right? You have to understand that everything in the universe plays a part in the universe, which makes the fucking universe work. You know, things play their position. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a fucking flow with this shit. So the thing is, you know, when you have a lot of women out here who believe that, you know, like when you tell a woman, hey, you know, you should play your position, because if you play your position and you follow this man who you should be supporting, if he's your man, they feel like you're telling them to be lesser than the guy. They feel like you're telling them to be oppressed by the man and all this other shit. You understand what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. There are situations that happen in history and even now where, you know, people do some fucked up shit to women, you know, as far as trying to put them in certain positions or trying to go overboard on doing certain things. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you're telling a woman, hey, look, this is, you know, you're with your man, you should be supporting him, you should be, you know, following his lead. They're looking at that as you telling them that they're weak, or that, you know, telling them being submissive is something wrong, or, you know, and so women start to think that they need to compete or be the same as a man, or they'll look at it like, oh, I have to pass this guy, I have to compete, I have to be better than him, I have to show these men that I could be just like them or even better. But see, that's not the point. You feel what I'm saying? That's not what it's about. The point is that she has to play her position just like the man is playing his position. Because if you notice, when a man doesn't play his position, women don't like fucking with him. You understand what I'm saying? Right. When a man is not being a leader, women are like, oh, I don't want to fuck with him. When a man's not being confident, they not trying to fuck with that guy. When a man's not taking care of business, they ain't trying to fuck with that guy. You see what I'm saying? So when we tell women, okay, you need to play your position and you have to understand what's going on, right? They want to go all crazy because they're like, no, that's not right. And you're trying to oppress me and I'm a feminist and women's rights and yada, 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 this and that. You see what I mean? And then now you're dealing with a whole bunch of fucking lunatics at this point because they're running around chasing some shit that they don't even realize doesn't make sense. You feel what I'm saying? They're not supposed to be the same as a guy. Like even when we were talking about on Facebook the other day, we were talking about the difference between we were talking about alpha males and alpha females, right? And I remember a while ago I was saying, look, there ain't no such thing as an alpha female, right? And the reason why I was saying this was I was talking about the alpha female, where they were saying that the alpha female is this woman who's a take charge leader kind of woman. You understand what I'm saying? And what I was saying is that's not a fucking alpha female. You understand? The alpha female is the most feminine and submissive type of chick who plays her position. That's the alpha female. You understand? Because the alpha female is the opposite of the alpha male. And the alpha female and the alpha male are the most desirable counterparts, meaning the most desirable male is the alpha male because he's masculine, he's a leader and all that other shit, right? The most desirable woman is a woman who is feminine and who is submissive. That is the alpha female. You see what I'm saying? And so people don't understand this, and a lot of women don't understand this. They're so backwards that they're trying to mimic the alpha male. And then so when those women who mimic the alpha male can't find men who want to be with them, they go fucking crazy because again, their illusions are clashing with reality. And the reality is that a fucking man, alpha male or whoever, doesn't want to be with a woman who is trying to mimic an alpha male. You understand? They don't want to be with a woman who's so domineering and has all that masculinity flowing through her veins. You feel what I'm saying? Like men ain't trying to fuck with that. So these women, they get upset. They want to use excuses. They want to rationalize and say, oh, these men are intimidated by me. These men, just don't know a good woman when they see one and yada, yada, yada. You see what I'm saying? And then so, shit, it just goes crazy. It goes left, man. It goes fucking left. You understand? So I've been talking too much, Miles. Go ahead. You.
No. I was gonna say the it's been everything. A lot of things have just been misrepresented in like the history of the dynamics of men and women. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they made it seem like the position of men was the better position. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
So now that like we're looking at it now, it's like women are competing. You know, we're not on the same team anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the point of the whole thing. We need to be on the same team. But because of the way everything has been presented to these women, it's like they're on their own team and they're fighting against men. It's kind of like the you know, if anybody's familiar with the historic, like, you know, Willie Lynch.
The Willie Lynch letter you talking about, right?
The Willie Lynch letter and Jim Crow laws and shit.
Right.
Like, the point of Jim Crow shit was to make black people feel like they were, you know, different and inferior to whites. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like the feminist movement. They kind of use the same method to represent everything. Where it's like, oh, you're a woman, so you know, basically, you know, like metaphorically speaking, you're a woman, so you have to, you know, sit at the back of the bus.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was they needed a way to bring the women to fucking, like, I mean, I don't know if, you know, because a lot of people have different theories where it's like population control. You know, they wanted to change, like, the dynamics of working because they wanted more women to work.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, like the corporations wanted more women to work so they can have a larger workforce and so they can make more money. And then, being that women just started working, they could pay women less to work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, you know, it's kind of like slavery all over again, where it's like, you know, let's bring these colored folk or these black folk, you know, over to the country to pick cotton because we need free labor so we could build the country.
Right.
But it was like after slavery was over, it's like, where are we going to get the next, you know, cheap labor force from? You see what I'm saying? And then when they had, I forget which war it was, you know, don't quote me on this, but it was either World War I or World War II, or, you know, whatever war it was. It was some war that happened in America, and all of the factories basically had shut down. So they brought a lot of women into these factories, and even children too, because there was a lot of child labor shit. But we're dealing with the women, so they brought the women in, and they found that they were, you know, a pretty good labor force, but they were also cheaper. They could work for cheaper because it's like, well, you can't have a woman lift certain things. You can't have a woman do certain dangerous shit because certain shit you just still need a man for. So, hey, let's pay them less. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like they tricked women into this paradigm of like, oh, I'm competing with a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
You know, so that's why you always have chicks, you know, trying to flaunt their degrees and their accomplishments and, you know, all of this shit to try to say, oh, well, I'm just as good, if not better than a man because I can do this and I can do that.
Right.
But the thing is, it becomes insanity because your very existence as a female is to complement what the man has built.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your very existence as a female is to act as a the female is a function of process, because and why I say that is because the female's main purpose is to give birth and nurture children and create a family, you know, help to nurture a family environment.
Right.
Now, a woman can't do that unless she gets dick from a man. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, yeah, there are all these, you know, technological advances, and we can artificially inseminate and blah blah fucking blah. You know, Bruce Jenner can become Caitlyn Jenner and whatever. But that's weirdo shit. I'm not talking
and on top of that, you still And on top of that, you still need the sperm from a man to put into a woman. Even
exactly, exactly. But you know, because you're gonna have people that's gonna come with that. Oh well, I can do whatever I want because blah blah blah. No. Fuck all that weirdo shit because all of that is a part of insanity in itself. I'm talking about natural life. I'm talking about everything that happened before we all went crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm talking about regular, you know, dick, pussy, puzzle piece fits together and it makes something else happen.
Right.
And that's the point. The female, she's an instrument of process. The man has the catalyst, and the female has the instrument of process.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And because, and within that, there's a balanced team effort that is supposed to take place.
Right.
But once they started teaching the female that she's supposed to start competing with men, that's when she started to go crazy.
Right.
And then that's when she grew an ego. She grew a fucking ego.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more she builds up her ego, is the crazier she gets because is the more she forgets about the team effort. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, it's like, think about any team sport out there. It's like, you know, even if you look at even Michael, you know, the career of Michael Jordan, he had to, even if it was a certain play he was doing, he had to pass the ball to somebody,
right,
to get the ball up the court. And even if he was the one who made the winning shot, half the time he would pass the ball to somebody and then get the ball back from them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there were many times where he won a lot of games by passing the ball to somebody so they can make the winning shot because that person was in a better position.
Exactly.
Now, you know, Michael Jordan is the best player he's probably one of the best players that ever played the game of basketball. But you think he was going to do all that shit without Scottie Pippen?
Exactly, right.
You think he was going to do all that shit without a great coach in Phil Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no fucking way. Like,
right.
It's a team effort. It's a team sport. And but somebody, you know, say switch it around and say the female, the American female or the female in general, because it's happening all over the world now. Imagine if they got into Michael Jordan's head. Say, you know, the female is Michael Jordan, and they was like, "Yo, you're the best player in the world. Fuck the other niggas on your team.
Right.
Don't pass them the ball. Just take the ball, run up and down the court, and shoot your ass off because you're the best."
Right.
Now, just think about that, and think about how it would play out. Four niggas on his team, and he's just running around with the ball and shooting it, never passing, never doing anything else.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Wouldn't you look at that nigga and say he's crazy?
Exactly.
See what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It would be insanity for Michael Jordan to just run up and down the court, never pass the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
It's fucking it's insane.
And that's what's going on. That's what's going on today.
That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. Because they train this female to think, to think all these different things, and she don't even realize that it's a team effort. So when you tell her words like, "Yo, I'm looking for a woman that's submissive," she's looking at you like you crazy.
Right.
And it's like, and I mean, we said this before. Submission is not about submitting to a man. Submission is about submitting to the relationship, submitting to the team, submitting to the entire process of what we're trying to do.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Which is create. Whether you're trying to create, an empire, whether you're trying to create a family, whether you're trying to create whatever it is you're trying to create, you need a team to do it. You see what I'm saying? You can't do it yourself.
Right.
So that's what got the female in the situation that she's in now.
Right.
Because she's always, "Oh, well, I got my degrees and I'm making my own money and I don't need no man and blah, blah, fucking blah." And it's like, no, bitch. No. Like, you need a man way more than you think you need a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, it's real talk. And you know, go ahead.
Real quick, I'm just saying it's crazy because the stupid part is that they still, they take the woman and they make her believe all this shit, but on the flip side, it's like men are still the pursuers.
Right.
It's like almost nothing changed on the man's side, but it's like they changed everything for the female. So it's like we're still pursuing, we're still trying to court. You know, a lot of niggas out here are still trying to be, you know, chivalrous and generous and thoughtful. But then what happens is those same guys, because the females are they have this mentality of competition. When they find a guy that's actually kind and thoughtful, they take advantage of him. And that guy in today's world becomes a fucking simp and a mangina.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like the insanity of the female crosses over to fucking to amplify the fucking it amplifies the pitfalls of trying to be a good nigga to a bitch these days. So that's why you have to end up being a bad boy. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why you need shit like this type of membership shit to actually learn how to navigate through this insanity.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you're too good of a nigga, then you'll either fall into the friend zone category or the simp category or the mangina category. You understand what I'm saying? That's what if you're not careful, that's what you'll fall into. Why? Because the bitch is already crazy.
Right.
The bitch that you're pursuing is already fucking insane. So you have to navigate and negotiate your way into the situation so you can grab this bitch and pull her out of the insanity. That's why we giving you the game. So when you meet the right bitch, you could give her the game and bring her out of the insanity.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. That's exactly what I was just about to say. I was like, yo, see, the thing is, the thing is this, women have been tricked into thinking a lot of things that make them feel insecure. You understand?
Right.
And so that insecurity also fuels them acting crazy towards you and trying to compete with you, because the insecurity is telling them you're not good enough, you're weak, you're not as strong as a man. You feel what I'm saying? So they're like, well, I gotta be stronger than him, I gotta beat him, I gotta be better than him, instead of understanding that her strength is by being by the man's side. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And so as a man, you have to be a leader and be able to, like we were saying earlier, you have to upgrade her mind so that you can get her back on track. You feel what I'm saying? And so the thing is, a lot of guys will say, well, you know, fuck that, I'm not bothering with these chicks, they all crazy and yada, 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 and this and this and this and that. And, you know, that is not like that's, you know, not true. Like, yeah, it's some fucked up crazy shit out there. But what you have to understand is that when you're the type of dude who's on top of his game, right, you know how to interact with women to the point where you can get them to a place where they're back into their right state of mind. You understand? And this is why I'll be trying to tell you guys about your value. You feel what I'm saying? Because you're the one that's there to be able to get her basically back on track and away from that nonsense. Now, some girls aren't going to be ready for that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Some of them are they're just either too far gone, or they just want to be on some bullshit. You understand? But then you have the ones who they just don't really know that they don't know that they're on the bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? They don't realize it. So the thing is that, you know, since they're on that type of bullshit, you being a man and you actually understanding the purpose of leadership, you feel what I mean? Because this is the thing. Women, you know, like you were saying earlier, they're about like nurturing and they're about the feelings, and you know there's a reason why women you know they're so like in tune with their emotions like that, because guys have emotions too, but the way we're built, we're a little bit more practical in a certain way, where it's like even if we feel a certain way, we're like, all right, well, yeah, I feel this way, but we just got to do A, B, C, and D because it's more practical. You understand? And the opposite of that is doing things more on a feeling, of an emotion. You understand? And that's the female side. You see what I mean? But as the practical man, you have to sometimes pull the emotional side aside and say, hey, to the lady, like, look, you know, I know you're feeling this way, but let's go down this route and that route and that route. You understand? And if you've ever been with a chick who's been emotional and who's been all crazy and upset, and you're a guy who knew how to be cool, calm, and collected, and you know, navigate and manage that situation, a lot of times your girl will thank you for that shit. You feel what I'm saying? If she understands what's going on. Like, I've been in situations with plenty of women who literally said, yo, thank you for, you know, this and this and that. Cause, you know, I was kind of about, and I'm like, yo, it's all good. You feel what I'm saying? Because I understand you as a woman, you know, that's how it is. And the thing is, it's important for women to be that way because a lot of times guys, we don't tap into our emotions like that. And that emotional energy is needed. Because I remember even Patrice O'Neal said this one time on his comedy show. He was like how he appreciates his girl because his girl says to, you know, she's like asking him about his health. You feel what I'm saying? She's like, yo, are you feeling okay? Like, I'm trying to make sure you're all right, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, all of that is feelings. He's like, yo, I can't remember the last time I gave a fuck about my girl's health. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm just a dude. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about all that shit. You know, I'm trying to do this and do that. Like, my mind is on some other shit. But again, that's why the chick is, you know, the woman is important. She just doesn't understand why she's important. You understand? She's trying to be like the dude because she's been tricked to feel like she's nothing unless she's like a man. No, she's supposed to be how the fuck she's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And these manginas and these simps and these fucking male feminists, they have been tricked also into thinking that women are exactly the same way as men. So they're being on some dumb shit just like the chicks. They're both being tricked. You understand? And so they don't even understand what the fuck is going on. So, you know, it's crazy. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is like, oh, you know, a woman's ego, that thing that's telling her, oh, I'm not good enough unless I beat this man or unless I compete with this man. That's the shit that's making her go crazy because it's not natural for her to be that way. You understand what I'm saying?
You see?
And this is, you know what I mean? And this is what we talked about earlier, because even when you was talking about like Bruce Jenner and all that other shit, is that what you got to understand is that you can do whatever the fuck you want in life, right? But nature is going to let you know what the deal is. So what that means is, like, let's say if a chick, if two chicks want to be together, right, that's fine. But if y'all want to have a baby, right, nature is going to tell you can't with her. You got to get some sperm. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. You gotta go do something. Do something.
So you gotta you always gotta come back to the fucking the yin and yang. You always gotta come back to the natural shit. Either way. Yep. So when this chick is acting like a freaking lunatic because of her ego, what's gonna happen is nature's gonna say to that woman, oh, so you think that you know, being this very domineering you know, very you know, trying to be like a dude type of chick, you think that's cool. Okay, well, look, let's see what happens when you try to get a mate, because no alpha male is going to want to fuck with you, and the only type of mate you'll probably get is a beta male, and you'll be with him, but you're not going to be satisfied with him because he's not in his right element and you're not in your right element. You feel what I'm saying?
You won't ever be happy.
Exactly. Because you're always going to feel like something isn't right. Because it's not fucking natural. The shit ain't flowing. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
It's crazy. This shit is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's real shit.
It's almost like this.
Because the further you move away from the natural order of things, it's just insanity, B.
Right, right. It's almost like insanity. It's almost like, you ever notice if you are in a big ass city like New York or something, and everything's moving fast, and you got a whole bunch of buildings and all that other shit. There's a different energy there versus when you go out into the country, into the grass and the fields, and it's just like, you know, like it's just that wind blowing in your face. There's a different feel, because why? Because now you're in nature. When you're in the city, you're in a whole bunch of fucking artificial built bullshit, and that affects your you know, your how you are. You feel what I'm saying?
How your body, mind, and your body and mind respond to the energy.
Exactly.
Everything has a certain type of energy with it. So you got to do. You have to. Your body's gonna respond. Your body and mind is gonna respond accordingly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you meet it, just like you were saying, when a chick is all domineering and she's claiming she's an alpha and she's trying her best to compete with a man, she's gonna meet the unnatural attraction. She's gonna meet a bunch of simps and idiots.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then and honestly, people talk a lot of shit, but that's why there's so many divorces these days.
Right.
That's why we have so much fucking problems with relationships and whatnot. Because it's all right, for example, the dude that fucking said the email talking about, he got a girl that he's fucking with and he ain't trying to fuck it up. Like, nigga, yo, seriously, if you knew who you were, you wouldn't be worried about that shit.
Right, exactly.
If you knew the type of nigga that you was, and you was dead, if you was on I'm not saying you need to necessarily do this, because, but it's if you say to yourself, I know exactly who I am and I know the type of bitch I need to push things forward in advance. All you gotta do is just have a serious conversation with that chick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just have a serious conversation with her. Lay down what you're trying to do. Let her know how she fits in, and then move forward. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She don't even necessarily have to quote unquote be a girl like that. But if you gotta have something that you're trying to do, B. You gotta have something that you're trying to do, because after a while, it's not just about going out on dates and fucking.
Right.
There's way more to this shit than that. So if you trying to make somebody a girl, then there has to be a reason, bro. Your purpose has to fucking be shining ahead of you, so she could look at you and be like, that's the type of nigga I want to fuck with. Because you might want to fuck with this chick because she's cute or she's hot, but she may not have anything to do to better your purpose.
Right. Right.
She may not have anything to do with bettering your purpose. If you're sitting over there talking about, oh, I hope I don't fuck it up.
Right.
Really, my nigga, really,
nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Because making a girl your bitch, like you said, it's easy. All you got to do is just keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
If everything is cool and you're clicking, just keep doing what you're doing. She'll be a girl in no time.
Right.
But I'm saying, if you a dude that's you really trying to upgrade her, you really trying to take shit to the next level, you got to check your purpose and say, yo, do you fit? And if you want, and then even better, more advanced game is upgrading her to make her fit. You see what I'm saying? Because remember, again, these chicks have been pulled away from their true purpose. So it's up to you as the man to actually bring her back to her purpose. So you have to straight up let her know, I'm a man, this is my plan, and this is what you're going to do to fit in my plan. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You give it to her. You give the game to her, you give her fucking purpose. You understand? And then at that point, you give her a trial run, actually, because you don't know if this bitch can fulfill the purpose.
Right.
You don't really know if she can. So you still evaluating her shit, but when she show herself to be the type of chick that can actually help you to move towards greatness, then you're like, okay, now you're my chick. Now you're my bitch. Now you're my ace. You're my ace. You're on my fucking team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You sitting there talking about, I hope I don't fuck it up, nigga. You better check your shit and get on the fucking Bad Boy membership if you're not already, bro.
Exactly.
Because when you did the part and you said, hey, I hope I don't fuck it up, I'm like, nigga, yo, stop hoping around these broads, B.
Right.
Stop hoping. Stop hoping with these broads. You don't need to hope with none of these broads. None of them, because the purpose has to be there. Without the purpose, none of it don't mean shit. I'm my bad. Okay, my bad. I'm so far past the whole pussy getting stage. You know what I'm saying? I'm so gone from that shit. That shit is icing on the cake, nigga. I'm trying to get cake, B.
Right. And that's the funny part, because I even had dudes hit, we on the comment section, they be like, yo, why you guys sometimes be going in on some of the people that send the emails and stuff. It's like, no, we're not going in on y'all. The thing is that you should be past certain shit by now. You feel what I'm saying? and these are cats that I know that I see all the time. That's been checking our shit for years. This ain't like a new cat that I don't recognize his screen name or you know what I'm saying. I haven't talked to him. These are cats that I've been talking to for years, and I'm like, bro, you should have been past this already. You feel what I'm saying? Like you should have been. You know what I mean? So you should have been past that level because again, when you fuck with a chick. And you know, and this let me say some real shit. This is what most dudes got to understand, right? Is that in order for you to have, you know, successful relationships with women, right? You gotta basically be the type of dude, right, who is constantly working on himself in his shit, right? Because you have to be able to be on point. Continuously, you have to be able to be leveling up. You have to continuously be the type of dude who's moving forward, who's making progress, who's doing this and taking it from point A to point Z. You feel what I mean? So if you still stuck on the first step, you feel what I'm saying? Then how you expect to get shit popping later on? You understand? This is why you still have a lot of guys who they'll still be like, damn, I can't fuck with these girls because of this and because of that and because of that. And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of chicks that's on that bullshit. But the thing is, if you are working on your shit, you would have transcended all that bullshit and you would have either been fucking with the chicks that you already recognize who's ready to be on your team, or you'd have found a chick that you could have upgraded and got her to that level. But you can't upgrade nobody unless you upgrade yourself first. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it gotta be at that point. You see what I mean? And the thing is, it's like this. You need the fucked up shit with that these chicks are doing. You need the fuckery. You know why? Because without the fuckery, you're not gonna realize or recognize the hot shit. You're not going to recognize the chicks who's down. You're not going to recognize the chicks who's about the shit. You're not going to recognize the chicks who are ready to be upgraded and all that shit. You understand? Because when you got a chick who, who is about that life, who understands what it means to be a woman who is with a man, you understand? A woman who understands what it means to be a woman with a man, right? That shit is the shit. You understand? See, a lot of these dudes that, because I always hate to beat up on the MGTOW niggas. You feel what I'm saying? And all the cats that be on that shit. And I understand why you're on the shit. But the reason why they're on the shit is because a lot of times they have not been with a woman who understands what it means to be a woman with a man. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So they have no reference point. All the reference points that they have is to chicks being on that bullshit. But again, a lot of the chicks being on that bullshit too has to do with a guy's level of the game where he knows how to interact with women to upgrade the situation. You see what I mean? And so that's the thing that, is important. And again, some girls ain't worth upgrading because it is what it is. But you got some who are, and you have to be able to recognize that to pull them out of that ego bullshit and get them back on track. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's like, and the thing is too, you don't got to do none of that shit. Trust me. This is what I was saying from the beginning. You ain't got to do nothing you don't want to do in life. But what you got to understand is that the way nature is, and I've said this in a few other videos, is that the way nature is, you as a man, you're still going to want to fuck with chicks. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all niggas say, okay? Or none of the MGTOWs and all that. I quit. I'm not okay. So when I come and hang out with you and we go out and we chilling and we at, such and such spot and you see these badass chicks, let me hear you say that again. Don't even look at them. You ain't fucking with them. Don't even look at them. Don't even, you know what I'm saying? Don't say nothing. Because you ain't fucking with them. You know what I mean?
And pardon me while I go holler at them.
Exactly. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of that is coming from, it's coming from, again, that's coming from emotional shit and all that other stuff and everything. Right. And we're just saying all of that to say this is that, when it comes to these women out here and their egos and, and them acting crazy and them being on that bullshit and all this other stuff, you can't really let that even get to you. You understand? Because you even letting that get to you, that's not you being, in your masculine state. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You're supposed to be focused. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You're supposed to be like, okay, I'm doing my thing. And then if I'm dealing with these chicks, I'm either fucking with a chick who knows what it is, or if I choose to fuck with this chick who seems like she can be upgraded, I'll fuck with her. You understand?
Right.
And so the thing is that there's always the yin and yang. And this is why I begin on the MGTOW dudes, is because the whole thought of a man going his own way, right? You should be going your own way, period, as a man in general. So you don't even need to say MGTOW. You just are a man. You feel what I'm saying? But also, when you're rebelling against, or you're going against, or when you're saying, what most guys say, they're a MGTOW, or they're going their own way, what are you going your own way from, right? You're going your own way from women and from what the whole dynamic of relationships of women are. So even by being a MGTOW, you're still tied to women. Just like a person saying that, I'm going left, you're still tied to right, because if you're saying I'm going left is always connected to right. You can't have left without right. You can't have a man going his own way without him going his own way away from something, which is woman. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So if we go back to women and you are dealing with these egocentric chicks, what do you do? And this is what we're talking about in this goddamn show today. You feel what I'm saying?
It's like MGTOW is the antithesis of the crazy egotistical female.
Right,
you know
right.
It's like the because I said it on the show. Before. I was like, there's a difference between being aware of all the crazy shit with these women, and then allowing it to influence your behavior and
exactly,
your actions.
Exactly.
And it's like these MGTOW niggas, they're discovering that the female behavior and female nature and women are evil and all that, but it's like, no, nigga, like you have to be so strong and steadfast that you could put the game to these bitches and bring them back out of that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Because they're actually fucking dependent on you to do it. Because just like how a female will thank you for being calm, cool, and collected in a crazy situation.
Right.
What you have to understand is that the female herself is a crazy situation. She's literally looking for you to bring her through her own dumb shit, my nigga. You see what I'm saying?
Real talk.
Like she is the crazy situation.
Right.
So while she's fucking losing her mind, crying, being emotional, all she needs you to do is to be calm and be like, "Baby girl, it's gonna be all right."
Right. That's it.
Yo, I'm telling you, I've had women tell me that shit millions of times. Where it's like, you know how women always say shit like, "Oh, I'm just glad you were there to listen."
Exactly.
Or I just want to be able to, lay next to you. You know what I mean? Like I know bitches that straight up sleep better because I'm next to them.
Right.
I know bitches that are literally sick. Like they get ill when I'm not around. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
My nigga, like trust me.
Because and I was gonna say this. I was gonna say, because like I was thinking about that whole MGTOW thing, and I'm like, yo, if you're gonna be a MGTOW, you gotta go your own way as a man and not go your own way in response to crazy women. You understand? And I think that's what a lot of me MGTOW dudes do. And it's like, yo, you're essentially going your own way because of the crazy woman, meaning that her behavior has influenced you. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So instead of you being a man and saying, look, I'm doing my own thing. And then what happens is that's when a lot of the women start to act correct and start to understand, okay, shit, like, damn, this guy, he's about something. So I got to really step my shit up and switch my shit up to fuck with him. You understand? And that's what the thing it is about the game, is that you become that guy that the chick is going to want to follow, because look, this whole shit is a game. So either she gonna follow you or you gonna follow her. You see what I'm saying? And so no matter what you're doing in your situations, you have to say to yourself, is she following me or am I following her? And me personally, this is just me saying this, you know, Miss Lil Cara is saying this. I think a lot of the MGTOW dudes are following the women. You feel what I'm saying? Because their whole response is following the crazy shit. Like, oh, these bitches is crazy. You know what? I ain't fucking with y'all because y'all crazy. I'm doing this because y'all crazy. It's like, okay. So now you've shaped and sculptured your whole life and identity off of that. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, you're right. You're right because most of the MGTOWs that you talk to, you'll talk to them and you say, okay, so why are you a MGTOW? And then they'll say, oh, because female nature is naturally evil.
Right.
And I'm like, no, that's not the answer I'm looking for. Like, if you're MGTOW, you should be MGTOW solely because of your own decisions and your own desires and what you're trying to do.
Right.
So true MGTOW is not worried about the fact that women are evil and all that. Mm-hmm. A true MGTOW is a nigga that's just going and fulfilling his own purpose.
Doing his
just
shit.
Because.
Exactly.
Not having anything to do with, trying to avoid female nature and all of that dumb shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because because that's basically living out your purpose, but you're living out your purpose through. Well, it's not even you living out your purpose. You just living in fear. You're living through fear.
Right.
Like all the decisions that you're making are based in fear.
Right.
So you're saying, well, I don't want to deal with women because I'm afraid that they might do this or I'm afraid that they might do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not being really true.
It's just reactionary.
True at all.
Right.
Yes, you're being reactionary, homie. You're being reactionary. A real MGTOW, like a true 100% MGTOW nigga, would be the type of nigga that he ain't even think about all that shit. He's not even thinking about women and female nature. Like, he has a purpose and he's fulfilling it, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, every once in a while, if he feel like it, he'll holler at a bitch, fuck a bitch, and keep it moving. Or if he wants to be in a relationship with a bitch, he could be in a relationship with a bitch, as long as his purpose is still being manifested.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So all of that other shit, these niggas are just, they scared, man. They scared. That's what it truly is. They're scared. They're scared. And I mean, in a lot of ways, if you want to subscribe to fear, if you're a person that subscribes to fear, I can't blame you, because it is scary.
Right.
These chicks are like, when we say these chicks are crazy, my nigga, they are crazy.
Right.
They really are crazy. That's why you need, again, you need to be able to negotiate and to negotiate the terrain, man. You need to be able to navigate and really have a strategy for what's really going on out here. That's why it's called the game.
Right. Real talk. Real fucking talk, man. But yo, we going way over time today, man. But we had to go in. We had to go in. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Listen, guys, make sure that you go to badboymembership.com right now and join the membership, because all of you guys should have seen the Bad Boy Seminar by now. If you haven't seen the Bad Boy Seminar by now, I don't know what to tell you. The shit is fire.
Right.
I was thinking about putting out another clip, but then I was like, nah, I want y'all to just see the whole shit. Just go and get the whole joint. It's almost 2 hours long. You can get it right now if you're a Bad Boy member. If you're not a Bad Boy member and you just want the DVD by itself, you can go to MrLocario.com to get the DVD. The shit is off the chain. You feel me? So
you know what's cool? I think the Bad Boy membership and just that seminar can give hope to a lot of MGTOW niggas, B.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for all you MGTOW niggas who just gave up, if there's a little bit of hope in you to really go your own way,
right? You
should fuck with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
No, don't go your own way just because you're afraid of crazy feminists and stupid bitches.
Right. Exactly. Oh man. All right. So that is pretty much it, guys, man. We will see you guys next time. We are out of here. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. We gone. Later.
Later.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.